Hey guys, Coach again, and today I've got my last installment of my carry revolvers. This one here I've carried a bit, not as much as the other, it's fairly new to me. This is the Ruger LCR-X. The LCR has a shrouded hammer, it's completely covered. This one has an exposed hammer that is not that exposed, it doesn't stick out that much. So it's okay, I think, to use. Now, this has the same philosophy of use as other revolvers. The 9mm was intriguing to me because I have a lot of 9mm. If I can cut down on the number of calibers that I have in my storeroom, that would be better. So I can buy maybe more in bulk. And 9mm, there's a whole lot of different flavors of ammunition that you can choose from. It's probably the most popular caliber besides 22 that's out there, right? Okay, like I said, this is the Ruger LCR-X, and it goes for in and around 700 bucks as a street price. And that's usually about my ballpark for a carry gun, because even if I have the cleanest chute in the world, I'm gonna lose it. So I don't want to, be carrying around a gun that's worth $2,000. Just not in my budget to lose something like that. So I'm looking to get something that's as high quality as I possibly can, and best bang for the buck without breaking the bank if it has to go away. So this one is in 9mm. It's got a 1.87-inch barrel. I'm going to read off here just so you can get the stats. Got a 5-round capacity. Weight by the book was 17.6 ounces. Loaded with my ammo, I was at 20.8 ounces and 24 ounces-ish with a reload and the holster that I use in my pocket. So that's not too bad, and it carries pretty well in the pocket. And again, most of the time this thing's going to go front pocket carry. It makes sense. It's easy, and the draw is fast once you have your hand on there. Okay, once you got your hand on, the only difference with this one is you just got to make sure your thumb covers that hammer spur, because as you draw out, if it's not covered, this can catch, and that's going to slow your draw down, or you have to reset and go again. Not the best thing in a self-defense situation. That being said, the one advantage you do have with this is you can manually cock that bad boy, and then your trigger is really light. So if you got to make that long shot, this has that option potentially. It comes with I believe these are Hogue, but they're boot cut, or smaller, so you don't get all your fingers on there. The pinkies can kind of come underneath there, but they make another one. It's like the Hogue, let's see, Tamer. I think this is there's different versions. There's one that has a longer butt, and of course it's going to be less concealable, but guys with big hands, you get more hand on there. So now on that trigger, and since I'm there, we're clear. This trigger has, it's a different style of trigger. It's nice and smooth. It's got about, I don't know, 8-9 pounds of pull and a fairly long distance. So I wouldn't mind just carrying this bear in my pocket. It's not just going to go off for no reason. Once you got this bad boy cocked, it doesn't take much, and she goes. So don't carry like that in your pocket, obviously, right? Now it's got the trigger itself is really smooth, and it breaks nice and clean right at the end. There's like, yeah, that one's real easy to squeeze. So I like that quite a bit, actually. Because this is 9mm, now you can individually load 9mm ammo in here, but then you have to poke it out with a stick. So you got the moon clips, which is little flat spring steel, little star shape, whatever, but it's specifically for this revolver. But then everything drops in all at once. You want to pop it out, they all come out in one go. I carry these with my 38 as well, so it's not that big a deal for me. Kind of get used to it. I like how this is, and I like how it is in the cylinder. Now, when you're carrying this around, something like this, if you bend that piece of steel, if it's rolling around your pocket and one of these gets caught and bent, could possibly jam up your reload, and that's not a good thing. So I would suggest carrying one of these in the cylinder, and then if you're going to carry moon clips loaded and ready to go, you have to have some sort of protector. Okay, something that's going to keep all those bullets from pulling apart. There's a couple of companies that make them. See, TK Customs makes a moon clip holder for about 35 bucks, and it's pretty slick. And it's got a little plunger. You push on it, pops right out. I'll show you a picture of it over here somewhere. But if you don't want to spend the 35 bucks, if you remember, I mean, most guys old enough that carry revolvers. Remember what that was, right? Yeah, it's not for your stash. Well, it is now, right? An old film canister, and of course they're not quite tall enough to put the cap on, but with a rubber band, you can hold those two in there, and that wouldn't be so bad rolling around your pocket. Just an idea, but the way I have carried it is not with a reload like this. Spring clip in the gun, in the cylinder, and then something along the lines of a speed strip or something like that. What I've found though, the Bianchi ones here, they fall out pretty easy because the way this is just has like one slit all the way down. So I wouldn't recommend Bianchi's, but the Zeta6 Sym Strip, they hold on pretty good. The design basically has it's holding on in 4 spots, so they stick in there pretty good. You're probably not going to lose those. Again, Zeta6 and their J-Pak works pretty good. They hold them pretty well. The 2 goes in real easy if you're going to load this. So you put your 2 in, that's not a problem. The 3 though, it doesn't quite. Yeah, it's not quite as good. So I don't know. I'm really not going to recommend that one. Either go with something like this that protects your moon clips. If you don't mind this rolling around in your pocket, you do you. For me, something along this line here with the Zeta6 Sym Strip, I think, is what I'm going to settle with. So that's how I've been carrying with the moon clip in the cylinder, so they all pop all at once, and then you just shove these in here. Now remember, if this is all you're carrying, that's fine, because when you shove these in, they ain't coming out. All right, so if you have to shoot, you got to shoot, but then you have to poke them out with a stick, potentially, right? But if this is all you're carrying, you don't have more ammo, then that's all I'm carrying is the 5 that's in and an extra 5. And I suppose if I needed more, I'd carry more clips. But again, this is not for a high threat situation where I might be expecting trouble. All right, now they don't make a light for this, so I'm going to go with the Streamlight Wedge. This thing's in my pocket anyway. This is the Wedge XT, and it's 500 lumens, and it'll cost you about 85 bucks. And it has the end cap here. That's where your switch is, so you can go, palm to palm at night, light up your sights, or if you guys want to hold it out at 90 degrees and flash to light up your sights, you can do that too. And it's always good to have a separate light, even if you have a weapon light, so you don't have to pull out your gun to light things up. 500 lumens, so that's about minimum for what I want. I want guys to a threat to actually feel pain when I flash that light in his eyes. That might stop the fight right there. You never know. The sights are just, you've got your a notch, and then just a front ramp sight there with the white bar on it, and it picks up pretty well. And that's stock. No issues there. For the holster that I'm using, this is a Remora. This is an older one. The new one is the Ultimate Revolver. It's about 41 bucks. It's about the same size, but it'll come with a little pocket to put your speed strip in, which is kind of cool. This one doesn't have that. Like I said, it's older. And again, when it's in your pocket, you want to draw forward a little bit so this sharp bit here will grab onto your pocket. Now the outside here is this kind of sticky rubber texture, and it actually holds pretty good in your pocket, so you're not pulling out the whole thing like this. Okay, but make sure when you get your hand in there, as you're drawing this, if you've got the X model, cover that hammer so it doesn't catch on anything. All right, but this drops right in my pocket. It's not bad. And then for right now, my reload is clipped into my my rear pocket on my right hand side, because that's the hand I'm gonna reload with. For ammo, pretty much any 9mm will work. I would stay away from this steel case stuff because it tends to stick a little bit. But you know, for practice, just good old ball is fine. The round that I'm carrying these days is an old Ruger round with what they call an external. These guys are calling it external hollow point. It kind of looks like the Phillips head screwdriver, but they don't make that anymore. So the manufacturer G9, he makes external hollow points in 80 grain. They're solid copper. They're a little expensive. They're about $1.65 a round, so it's not something you can go training with. But you buy a box for 33 bucks, and like I said, if you buy it in bulk, you maybe get a better price. And if you're sharing that between a revolver and your auto loaders, you know, economy of scale might be good there, right? All right, guys, that's pretty much it for this particular revolver. I did want to say in one of my previous videos, Coch's 38 Special CCW, I kind of screwed up. The Safari Land speed loader, supposedly you just push that thing and it drops the rounds right in. The one I had was defective. A friend of mine gave it to me so I could demonstrate it for you. Anyway, apparently you just push that and it drops them in there. So that was defective. I don't carry that way, but I wanted to kind of let you guys know that it was a possibility if you wanted to. I just don't like the feeling of these things rolling around in my pocket. That being said, if you like this kind of content, like, subscribe, leave me a comment. Tell me what you think of this. Tell me anything. What the heck? That's what we're here for. And if you think we deserved it, visit my Patreon page. And you're not going to get anything special, just the warm feeling in your heart that you're helping me, you know, pay for all this. And my daughter does need a raise. And remember, train hard, stay ready.